Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome to the very first episode of Modern Skyblocks. Normally I start in a menu, but I decided to go ahead and jump into the world in this case, and that is because we were actually on a server right now. We are on the Patron server. So now there's two Patron servers running, the first one of course being Divine Journey, and then we also have Modern Skyblocks running. So I'd had some requests to run this pack, to play this pack. And at the moment, for those of you that don't know, I know I've mentioned on Discord and some comments and stuff like that, Sprout, I've been having horrible crashes with it. So I'm kind of putting it on the back burner right now. And we're going to give it some time, see if some updates, hopefully fix some things, some issues, things like that. Fingers crossed that they do, and then if that happens, we will return back to Sprout. But for now, we are going to be doing some Modern Skyblocks. This series, the episodes are only going to be 30 minutes. That way, because Divine Journey, we're doing so many large scale builds within that. I want to have the time to focus on that still. This series is going to be more about the progression, because I know a lot of people are curious about how the progression within Modern Skyblocks works. So that's going to be our primary focus, I think, within this series, is the progression. So anyways, whenever you start out, you actually start out on a little bedrock island, and then you have to do /spawn island, like that. Or, I'm sorry, island, no, it's island create, my bad. Like if you take a look right here on getting started, island create, or you can do island join, and there's a chance that you're going to get grass, sand, wood, or snow. Okay, now I believe there's actually a command where you can choose the type of island that you want. I went ahead and let luck decide. I just did /island create, and I got sand, which is one of the slower early progression islands. I think wood or grass would probably be the easier of the lot, I do believe. But anyways, on this island, all we do is we start with a 3x3 of red sand, a little bit of sandstone down there holding it up, and we start with a cactus. So this is not normal Skyblocks. There is no ex nihilo, and there's nothing like that. The commonplace Skyblocks mods, those are not present. But anyways, you start with this book, this FTB guidebook, and there's a couple things. You have access to an indoor chest, and then this is like a thing that was added with vanilla. I'm not a fan of it. It's like a crafting book. We're going to leave that turned off. I don't like it. I'd rather have NEI. So anyways, we are going to be following the book. And you can also hit G and open up this as well. This has like the different... This is almost like a quest book between the two of these, but we're going to kind of be following these through. So let's take a look at Sand Island. That's where we're starting at. It says, first, some warnings. Keep at least one cactus and don't use the red sand unless it is required for a recipe mentioned. Your first goal is to get some cactus needle. Shift right click on the cactus to get some. You will take damage. Next you'll want some cactus fruit, as they help greatly for regenerating health. In order to get some new items on this island, you'll need to get a red sandstone infusion stone. This is used for a process called life infusion. Using life infusion, your first step is to increase your cactus production. Once you get a decent amount, make a cactus fruit on a needle in order to make your first acacia sapling. After that, make your first coarse dirt. You are done in stage 1, continue on to stage 2 after that. Okay, so let's go ahead and shift right click. Let's get ourselves some cactus needles. And if we take a look here, we can make a cactus cutting knife. This is 2 cactus needles. So we'll go ahead, put those together and get our cactus cutting knife. And then we're going to have to break this piece of cactus and hope that it doesn't fall off the edge, but it did, so. Okay, so now that we have that, let's go ahead and combine it with a cactus, and that's going to give us 2 cactus fruit. And it's going to do a little bit of durability damage to the cactus cutting knife. And then let's shift right click, let's get another one of these cactus needles, combine it with our cactus fruit, and we get a cactus fruit on a needle. And then we have to go for our infusion stone, I'm sorry. This is a cactus needle and then red sandstone. Okay, so we're actually going to have to pull up a little bit of this sand. So there we go, 4 pieces of sand. We'll combine those two together, all this together, get ourselves some red sandstone, and then shift right click. And in this pack, you use a lot of health early on. Okay, so It does take some getting used to. That's going to give us our red sandstone infusion stone. So then if we take a look here, we can use that red sandstone infusion stone to make a fair number of different things here. But let's go ahead, I'll grab this cactus fruit actually. And I'm going to gather up a few of these cactus needles, because we're going to need these for moving forward. And then let's go ahead and pop that and get our healing going. And I will say, starting out, it's a little bit slow on a sand island, but that's okay. We'll get through this stuff at a decent pace. Okay, so we're ready. We have 6 cactus needles now. So we're ready for our first infusion. And if we take a look here, the one that I'm wanting to go for is this one right here. So it's going to require 4 hearts, red sandstone infusion stone, cactus needle, and then on a cactus. And the way this works is, if you take a look here, the infusion stone goes in your main hand. The cactus needles go in your offhand. And then if you just right click that, you'll notice it took 4 hearts from me, and I got 3 cactus for the cost of 1 cactus. So then what I want to do is, let's go ahead and get ourselves a little bit more of this cactus fruit. And let's go ahead and get our health going up. Okay. And I'm just going to place this back. I'm putting it in the middle block. I just feel a little bit safer with it there than just off over here or something like that. And I'm going to go ahead and do that cactus infusion once more. So just like that. There we go. We've got 4 pieces of cactus now. And let me go ahead and cut one of these down. So now that we've got that, we've got a little bit of cactus to our name. The next thing that we're going to need to go for is our dirt. Starting out in this mod pack is so strange. It's so bizarre. Okay, so coarse dirt is life infusion, 4 cactus fruit, our stone, and then some red sand. You have to be very, very cautious starting this out, because it's also like life-based. And we don't have access to any food, you know, naturally at the moment, so. Alright, then let's get a couple of these cactus needles. There we go. And we'll make ourselves a new cactus cutting knife. And then we'll go ahead and just cut some of this down. There we go. And I need to get myself healed up real quick. And then we're going to go for our first piece of coarse dirt. So what we're going to do, coarse dirt, let's see. It is 4 cactus fruit on red sand. Alright. So we'll just do that, and there we go. We got our very first piece of coarse dirt. And I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit more cactus, because we're getting low on food again. We're nearly there, because once we get our acacia sapling, it's going to get a little bit easier. So, okay, so next up, our sapling. Now this actually isn't too bad to make. It just requires 10 cactus needles on a cactus fruit on a needle, 5 hearts. Okay, so we've got our 10 cactus needles now. Oops. I'm kind of tempted to go for another cactus, though. Yeah. Let me go for another cactus real quick. Another batch of them. Because I don't want to end up with no food. You have to be really, really cautious as you progress. So this first part, I'm going to edit a lot of this out because it's really, really grindy starting out. So, okay, we've got enough stuff now that we can go for our acacia sapling. So let's put down our fruit on a stick. Put our cactus needles here. And then just right click this, and there we go. We got ourselves an acacia sapling. Whoops. And I'm going to go ahead and move some of the sand to right over there, and we'll put our coarse dirt right here, and then we have ourselves a sapling. And we can either twerk, or we can just take this and right click it, and it acts like instant bone meal. It does require a little bit of health to do that. And vein miner is in the pack, by the way, so just a heads up. Okay, we got our first bit of wood. And we're going to go ahead and break this down and get ourselves a crafting station. Yeah, there's no crafting slab. And we'll just put that there. And put our sapling down. So maybe we won't have to use health on it. That's kind of my goal at the moment. And I think the first thing I want to do is, personally, is just expand this platform out. Because it's no issue really to get more wood. So let's go ahead and get ourselves just a few slabs. There we go, 24. And I'm just going to build this out a little bit. Sandstone level, I think. Just so I don't have the chance of cactus falling off and little things like that that kind of worry me. And we can have somewhat of a place to kind of call home here. And just bear in mind that if you start on a snow island or a grass or a wood or any of that, It's going to be slightly different, but the book does cover all those starts. So if you need help, just refer to the book. Okay, and I went ahead and used the last of our sand that we had over here, and I've got 4 cactus planted. So now they're starting to grow on their own, and we're getting some natural cactus income, which is, of course, food. So the next thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to need to start moving towards the multi-blocks. So if we take a look in here under G, we're going to have to start getting into casings and combustion heaters. But to do that, we are going to have to set up our very first mob farm. Now, of course, right now it's going to be manual, and then a little bit later on we can automate it and stuff. But we're going to come out, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 8, and I'm just going to build out 25 blocks. And I went ahead and came out 30 blocks just so we have a little bit of extra space. And I tell you what, let's go ahead and make ourselves just a sword so that we've got it, because I've got a bunch of wood. Wood's easy enough to get at this point. So there we go, we got ourselves a sword. Boom. Okay. And there is some areas where mobs can spawn, technically. It's not great, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and build. I'm going to put rails on this real quick, just so we don't fall off. I'll tell you what, before we head over that way, let's go ahead and chunk load this. And we're going to say to Asgaard team. There we go. And we'll just get that chunk loaded. Okay, so this little area, our little area that we call home, is now chunk loaded and explosions are disabled. Because there is a chance while I'm out here building this that mobs could spawn, and I know I'm going to have to go back and get more wood as I work on this. Okay, and then we can start actually building our mob spawner. I'm going to build out a little platform here so we have a little bit of room to move. Okay, so something like that. I'm going to build a spawner. I've done this one in the past. I actually quite like it for Skyblocks. So what we're going to do is we are going to, let's see, let's place a block here, and then let's go ahead and put a block up. Because I think the mobs are going to spawn right here, and we're going to be able to hit their feet, is what I would like to do. Let me make a crafting station real quick. So we have one over here. And I want to go ahead and get an axe. There we go. Okay, but anyways, let's go ahead and just bring the spawning floor out to make it line up with this. And we'll actually probably end up bringing it out like another block or two. We'll see. And then we'll just bring our floor over again. And then what I want to do is just place down some slabs. Just a little bit above this one, like a half block above it. And we'll bring this out. And that's basically going to be like the front of our spawner. What is that? What is this guy? Whoa! Oh man, he has some nasty knockback. Ah, your first grave, goal reached. Okay. Oh, there we go. I just clicked a bunch of buttons to try to get it back. I'm not entirely sure what I hit. Oh my gosh, this guy is terrible. There we go. He is dead. What did he drop? Ancient motive core, archaic bricks, inferium essence. Okay. That guy was nasty. Alright, let me go ahead and remove that. Already have a death. That's awesome. Okay. So anyways, back to what we were doing here. Let's go ahead and bring this over. And I'm going to go ahead and start putting down a floor on this side. I could do it double wide. That's how I've done it in the past. But I think for right now, because we'll probably try to get this automated, like semi-automated at some point. So I think I'm just going to do like one wide, I think, to start with. And then if we need to expand it, we can, and add more. Maybe have like a place for spiders to spawn and some stuff like that. But for right now, this is going to be okay. Oh, I see a skeleton. Plus my cactuses are grown. Okay, we're going to go for it. Whoa. Gosh. Yeah, get on it. The tomb disappears. There we go. Haha. Monster Hunter achievement. So that first guy didn't even count as a Monster Hunter creature. Okay. Oh man, not doing so great. Already 2 deaths, but I can't light this up just yet until we get Combustion. So it's kind of what I'm waiting on. And technically, I could have stayed over here until daytime, because then mobs wouldn't be able to spawn, but I wanted to go ahead and get busy working on this. Okay, so then let's start on the next level. And what we're going to do is we're just going to bring that up. Let me go ahead and break this off. And we're just going to come up like a half block and then do another set of slabs, because slabs will block light. And that's what we want. And we'll just kind of bring this around. The nice thing is now, I mean, with the way cactuses grow at a fairly decent pace, we're pretty well set on food. So we have food coming in. Okay, so that's 1 block, 2 blocks, and then we can actually just put a roof on this and we'll be done. So very, very cheap mob system. But it keeps them trapped and allows us to kill them very easily. So that's what I'm going for right now. It's just some easy kills. And if we hit F7, you can see that mobs can spawn here all the time. I'll end up putting some other, some other slabs and kind of expand this. And like I said, if we find that we need larger spawners, which I'm sure we will in time because we're going to need a lot of monster drops for this. But we'll just kind of play it by ear, and if we have to expand it, then we will. So, okay, that's strange. Vein Miner actually does not work with the axe. It works with your bare hands, but not with the axe. So I guess we're using bare hands for the time being. And I'm going to go ahead and chunk load this as well. So like this whole bridge is going to be chunk loaded. That guy can actually fire through the wall. So that's interesting. There we go. Killed another one of those guys. Ooh, solid XP. What do we got here? Sounds like a ghoul or something. Alright, but he dropped rotten flesh, so guess what? We're going to make another type of food real quick. Let me set up... Let's see, I think we're just going to put it like right here. And on the top, I'm going to put a slab, just so nothing spawns. So we'll just put a slab up there. And then what I want to make is I want to make some drying racks. From Tinker's Constructs. Does it have to be oak? Okay, no. I can make acacia wood drying racks. So let me go ahead and get like a few of these. See, there's 2. I'm just going to put them right there. And I'll just make 2 for right now. That's fine. And then what we can do... Uh-oh, he spawned up there. I'm going to have to fix that. But we can put our rotten flesh on there and get that stuff drying. So that we can get jerky and it's actually, an edible food. Now, really, food at the moment's not an issue. I mean, I've got a ton of cactus fruit at the moment, but I wouldn't mind having more food if we can get more. And I'm just going to do a slab roof up here. Now, so far, we still haven't found what we're wanting to get right now. And that is a creeper. Once we get some gunpowder, then we'll be able to progress a little bit more. And begin kind of moving into the point where our lives start getting a little bit easier, somewhat. We'll put a slab on top of that crafting table as well. Just so nothing spawns on it. I think looks like there's a mob over here somewhere. Aha! That's what we needed. There we go. It's not in my mob farm, but that's fine. Oh, come on now. And let's go ahead and get ourselves some chests as well. Because I wouldn't mind having some chests set up to start storing some of the stuff. So we're going to put these like, I don't know, right over here. Okay, I finally got some gunpowder. I actually got 2 pieces. I was editing footage and killing mobs while I was waiting. Let me actually grab this. Actually, give me a second. I'm going to break all this cactus. Try to keep that stuff broken and That way we've always got food to fall back on. So we've got some monster jerky and some cactus, so that's great. Okay, so we've got some gunpowder, and now we can move into combustion. And to do that, first up, we're going to need a casing. And there's all different kinds of casings that we can make, and a lot of these are better. You'll notice efficiency and max HU. Like, for example, on the Enderium is 680% efficiency. Max HU is 3,166. But we have to start with wooden casing. 50% efficiency, max HU of 100. So this is going to require mainly a bunch of wood. Let's get some of this and get ourselves some sticks. And we're going to craft ourselves a wooden gear. And then we're going to want just some more sticks, and we're going to get our wooden casing. There we go. And this, we're going to set this up. I guess we'll have it right over here for right now. Yeah, like right here. Okay. And then we're going to need to get ourselves a button. Oh. Wait a second. Let me say something. How do I make a button in a scrap box? Acacia button. Button press. Okay, that's what we need. That's what we need. I knew there was some way. Buttons couldn't be that difficult to make. So there we go. A button. And we're just going to put this on the front of our casing. And by the way, you can look at all this stuff. If you hit G, combustion heaters, it talks about all the stuff here, but we're going to go over it as we go. But this is the multi-block that we're going to have to make. Just like that. Okay, so then let's go ahead and get ourselves just a little bit more wood. We'll just go ahead and bring this out. Like that. Okay, so that's the combustion heater. That's the multi-block for it. However, this casing requires a machine to be placed in it. And so what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to make ourselves a wooden combustion heater. Now, once again, there's different versions. It goes from wood all the way up to dark matter. Wood is speed of 40%, efficiency 50%. Furnace fuels have 37% HU, and furnace fuels are used at 14% rate. So, okay. So, let's go ahead and craft up this wooden combustion heater. This requires a bunch of wood and then a wooden heat component. That's where we need the gunpowder. Okay, so let's go ahead and get just a little bit of wood planks. There's our wooden heat component, and then there's our wooden combustion heater. And then all we have to do is just put that right there. And I think the first thing that I want to make, let's see. Yeah, we're good up to 100 HU. The first thing I want to make is some dirt. And this requires plant matter. And you can see there's a few different recipes here for plant matter, but we can use saplings. And so that is what we're going to do. Saplings we have plenty of. So let's go ahead and get ourselves just a bit of this plant matter. I'm going to go ahead and make like 5 crafts of it. And so we've got 15 plant matter. And then let's go ahead and break that down. It's 4 per dirt. Oh, and actually I was just reading in this book under combustion, in the book. And it says we can actually put a trapdoor on the top. And throw items into the chamber through the trapdoor. So let's get a trapdoor. And you'll notice if I click on this, it says multi-block formed. However, if I open this trapdoor, multi-block is not formed. Okay? So let's go ahead and just throw in all 12 of this plant matter. And we'll close that. And then what we'll do is we'll just throw in some wood and get that heat up. Oh, we need it just a little bit hotter. There we go. I think wood's probably our best bet at the moment. We've got tons of wood, so that is fine. Go ahead and throw that in there. Right click. You can see dirt's being made at the moment. Oh, whenever you open it, you lose all your heat. Okay, so we're up to 3 pieces of dirt. And I think that's pretty good right now. And now the next thing that we're going to need is a water extractor. And we're just going to go for the regular one. This is just some planks. So let me get just a little bit of that. And we can lay it out just like that and get ourselves a water extractor. Oops, we're getting somewhere now. But one thing I would like to get with the dirt, the reason I wanted at least 1 piece of dirt right now, is because, let me grab this stuff. Okay, if we take that other piece of gunpowder that we got, let's go ahead and get ourselves another one of those heat components. So that, and just some wood, wooden heat component, and then if we combine that with dirt, we can get ourselves a dirt furnace. Okay, this is like your starter furnace. So now we're really getting somewhere. I'm very, very happy with our progress this episode. And we could take that and then give it some wood. 3 pieces will craft 2 charcoal, right? Oh no, not quite. Okay, so there's 2 pieces of charcoal. Awesome. And then we can get ourselves, at long last, we can finally get some torches. So there we go. 8 of those, and then I can light this area up, just so that we don't have mobs spawning and all that mess. There we go. And now we can kind of safely expand our base as well, which is a plus. And for most things, the dirt furnace works just like any other furnace. So, okay. So now that we've got that, we've got torches, we've got a furnace, the next thing we're going to do is use our water extractor, and we are going to make ourselves an infinite water source. Okay, so I'm just going to put it like right over here, I think. So let's go ahead and build ourselves out a little well area. Just like that. And we'll do the floor in just a moment. But then what we can do is we can come over to the like cactus, or you can do it, I think, on trees. Let me see. It tells on here leaves, snow, or cacti. Okay, let's see. We can pull... If we hit U on the water extractor, you can see that we can pull water from dirt to get clay. Cactus creates dehydrated cactus and gives us 50 millibuckets of water. Leaves are 20, snow is 50. There we go. We just pulled out 50 millibuckets, and you can see that it's stored in here. So realistically, it's going to take a little while before we have enough water. But what we can do is we can pull it from the leaves. I think this is probably our best bet, because then of course we can just bone meal these back up or whatever. And this actually takes a while to get all this stuff extracted. We're up to 730 millibuckets right now. This tree should give us enough to get our first bucket of water. But we're going to need at least 2 to get an infinite water source. So, okay, we got 1,010 millibuckets. And I will say that this isn't nearly as daunting as it probably looks. Oh yeah, how do you pull this out? To place water, you must have 1,000 millibuckets of water and shift right click to place it in the world. Okay. So shift right click, and then it does require a block update. So we'll just go ahead and update the block so that it starts flowing down. Alright, so let's just pop down here. There we go. And we can put a bottom on our little well. Aha. Okay, so now we just need the our other bucket of water. And then once we have our infinite water source, we'll be setting good to end out the episode, I think. Okay, so we got enough water in here now to get our second water block. And there we go. We got ourselves an infinite water source. And then if we want to, we can pull up water from this and fill this thing up. Which actually 4,000 is the limit, but I guess it goes up to 4,010 if you have an extra bit in there. So, oh, there is a lot of creepers over here. I'm going to go take them on. Just because if we can get more gunpowder, I don't mind. I do not mind getting some more gunpowder. Alright, so there's 3 pieces. And we got a bow, that's cool. Okay, so anyways, we have water now. And that means we have access to clay. Because if you take a look, if we insert water, 200 millibuckets into dirt, it creates clay. So let's actually do that really, really quick. There we go. There you go. Just right click it, and it makes clay for us. Oh, it looks like the clay bucket recipe has been disabled. But we can make shears now using clay. We can make clay shears, and then we can start getting leaves and making more plant balls. So let's go ahead and craft ourselves up one of these. And we'll get that smelted real quick. Oh wow, sticks don't last very long at all. I think it's like 4 sticks, 5 sticks. There's a piece of wood, whatever. Okay, clay shears. So yeah, it seems like maybe wood is probably the best bet in this pack. And of course I have acacia, which is like the hardest one to... There we go. Okay, and then we can use these leaves just like we did with the saplings to make plant matter. And of course then make more dirt. And you'll see that the clay shears, I mean I only gathered like 12, but you can probably gather maybe 100 leaves with one set of clay shears, so one piece of dirt. Or a half a piece of dirt. So that's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Anyways, I know it's about wrapping up point, so I am going to end it out here. Next episode, when we come back, we'll be working towards cobblestone. So we'll get a cobble gen set up and start making some upgrades, and then making life even more easier starting next episode. So, good stuff. Between this episode and next, I will say that I'm going to expand this platform out just a little bit and just kind of do some cleanup stuff because we've got kind of a mess here. But I do feel like we made a lot of progress today in a 30-minute episode. So this pack doesn't have like the super crazy recipes from what I've seen. It's more just about the progression aspect. And we're going to need to automate a lot of things and stuff like that. But that's why I'm doing it in 30-minute segments and just kind of editing down, especially this grinding stuff. But as always, if you guys have any questions or anything, do let me know and I will do my best to get those answered for you. And I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay up to date with when new videos come out. And I hope you guys are enjoying the series. Enjoy the series. I think it'll be a bit of fun. I kind of wanted to do this because it's such a drastic change from standard Skyblocks, you know, with the sieving and all of that. It's a very drastic change, and I've had questions regarding it and requests to do it, and it does seem like an interesting pack. Plus, we're doing it as a Patron server, which if you guys get on here, I know some of you guys are already on the Divine Journey server, but you guys are more than welcome to hop on here and whatnot as well. So, anyways, I hope to see you guys next time. Until then, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys then.